Kim, know you last, the last person that I talked to. Hey sis, how you doing? How are you? Um, good day today. How was your day today, Pamela?
It was good. Very good. I can't complain. Blessed.
Good.
How was your day?
It's good. We're just relaxing. Uh, got back from
Uh,
promise on red. There's help that was last. They were very good. So, all is well. Hey, like Italian. I, hey, I am frozen. We can come back to mouth too long. So okay, that is from so clicking. Look, we're gonna go get started. 16. Okay, Pamela. And West. All right. West. Uh huh. Hey, Pam.
Here we go.
I said you were smiling too long. I said she frozen.
Yeah. Yeah. It just clicked out on my end. I'm not sure why. So
Better act right.
come on. It's going to act right.
It will. Well, when we get our mouth will flow.
Mhm.
Excited about today.
Yeah.
And, honestly, in your presence today, I
Mm-mm.
here.
Yeah.
People watching it, you know,
Do they? Thank you guys.
so much, and then
Appreciate it.
start sharing right now. Invite somebody, invite two, not just somebody, but a group of people. Invite them today. We welcome Facebook,
Mhm.
welcome YouTube, the family. Type in your comments. I think we're on Cheryl Brown. We're on a Super Fun Show, and I think you're on
Mhm.
Role.
Masterpiece. Is it? Oh, role model?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Woo woo.
So everybody got cut off.
What?
Get that, baby. Don't want information. Um, let's see. Whoop, whoop. So we get started. Um, Today we're going to talk about ways to come in. We're going to talk about part two, and we're going to be talking about men have questions. Men have questions. Last we talked about just the dating process, where our stance is on dating. We talked about um, gave the definition before, you know, Pamela gave the definition, we gave three different definitions, and then we gave the ones that we are standing on is one more. Okay, Pamela.
Yes, I'm not sure what's going on.
All
My
right.
Wi-Fi is good. Let's
Okay.
go for it.
Um, Pamela, if you want to briefly tell them what is authentic talk is about, then we'll go ahead and move on.
Sure, authentic talk is just what we say, real life, real stories. We
Mm-hmm.
are a family.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are our family. We are two therapists and we come from similar backgrounds
Mm-hmm.
with a twist of, I call it a twist of faith based. When we do give you guys the tools, we want to leave you with some things that you can take after you come off of after you finish listening to our live, that you can take in with you and use on your day-to-day journey throughout this thing called life.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that you guys are being encouraged to send us questions.
Mm-hmm.
You can DM us at Cheryl underscore masterpiece women, and we can ask the questions on live, but we won't say your name.
Okay, and then we can answer the questions live. When you DM me the questions, and we'll review the questions, and
Oh,
come back to you. We can't answer right then and there. Then Pam and I will discuss the questions, and we will come with Dr. Connie McGowan. So I love both of you. And thank you for joining in today. And you know we can have a good topic today because we have a lot of experience. But Courtney, how you doing? Let's put your mom back on. Here she is, right there. See, this information doesn't want to get out. That's all right. We got this. We got we got this. All right. Now,
Yeah, no
Doctor,
distractions.
you know what to do. So you start praying. You know what to do. We will not have any distractions. Technical
Mm-mm.
difficulties will act. Any difficulty will go, and this computer system technology will act right. Now we're gonna do what we have
Yes.
now. So let's go ahead and get started. And so it's dating part two. Men have questions. I'm gonna do a brief recap on it. And what we talked about was really good last week, wasn't it,
It
Pamela?
was. Yes.
So let me talk. We talked about the dating, and there was
Yes, we did.
three different definitions that I want to give. I want to give one. I saw two online, and then our stances with R.C. Blake. And it says number one definition: dating means different things to different people, particularly across generations. And it says from loveisrespect.org, we define dating as two people in an intimate relationship. There we go. We talked about that right
Mhm.
there. And then the relationship may be sexual, but it does not have to be. It may be serious or casual, monogamous or open, short term or long term. Then the next one we talked about is that hanging out versus dating is another definition. It's mostly about determining the intentions behind what why you're meeting up. So I said I do agree with that. Pam and I can kind of agree with that. Is if somebody asks you to hang out but they don't display flirtatious behavior, or they don't seem nervous, they may not be necessarily interested in you romantically. There's that romance again. So, okay, so here's R.C. Blake. Dating is the process of gathering data. Okay,
Mhm.
order to determine, now I added some stuff on there, in order to determine if a person matches or
Mhm.
accentuates one's belief system, one's future, because cracking the door and open into one's life, he goes on to say, so you're checking that person out. Does it match your future? Does it match your belief system?
Mhm.
Or you crack that door open for they can go in.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
It says this: the purpose of dating is not to have sex. I'm gonna say it again.
Mhm.
In spite of all that you're hearing, and our society, Pam, I was thinking about society, moral
Yeah.
change, and we have
They
to make
have
sure
that.
that we don't shift with the society's morals, because
Mhm.
it one day is this thing, and one thing is one way, then later on might be another one. So you have to be consistent.
Mhm.
The purpose of dating is not to have sex. Okay, a lot of people may not agree with us, but that's not my problem. That's not Pamela's problem. The
Mhm.
why I tell you that, because if you have sex while you're dating, it creates soul ties. Then
Mhm.
two soul ties, two souls, a mind and emotions, both going into
Mhm.
inner court. And some people you should not even allow into your inner court, because they are not capable. They cannot carry your soul, because they have their own mental issues. They have their own baggage, their own luggage. And let's make the bottom line is, you shouldn't even think about dating until you go through the healing process and get yourself together. Okay. And when you crack that door and let somebody in, am I right, Pamela?
Mhm.
Sometimes you want that person out the door, but just like when you allow people to come and stay with you and they stay more than 2 weeks, it's hard to get them out. Well, that's just like when you allow somebody to come into your life prematurely.
Yes.
Pamela's she did an excellent job talking about the timeline, which was a beautiful thing. And then we asked a lot of questions.
Mhm.
And then we left you hanging because we was on question 7. Somebody text me and say, "Why did you do that?" Because we so we're going to go ahead and get with that. Then we're going to flow right into the questions that men should be addressing to a woman
Mhm.
during the dating process. Okay, so we talked about, Pam. I think we talked about what is the difference between a man role and a woman role in a relationship. Am I right? Did we get that?
I don't think we got that far. I can't recall us talking about that.
Go ahead and hit on that.
Yeah. So, for me and my beliefs about the man's role and the woman's role, it depends on your beliefs. Meaning, are you into this relationship and you going in with the stance of what the Bible states, or are you going into a stance of not as a non-believer? If you are going in it with the stance of how you are to be in a relationship as far as the Bible, the man is the lead and the head of the household. He is the provider. Now, him being a provider doesn't mean that the woman does not provide some things. She too can provide some things. That is a conversation that you guys would have when you are building the foundation of your relationship. That's when you've decided to go from dating to courting. And when you're courting, that's when you start really, like, you've already gathered your data, and then you start to sit down together and discuss that data amongst each other. What's your views on parenting? What's your views on finances and different things like that? And if he is a solid man that is falling behind Christ and his role as the leader, he will be able to lead you. If he's not able to keep his word over the smaller, simple things, he's not going to be able to lead you.
Hmm.
And so, go ahead, Cheryl.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
and so I was going to say that if you are, even if you are not a believer, a man is still can be a real good man, if that makes sense. He still can be a provider. He still can have a job. You can still have a job. You guys can still sit at the table or wherever you guys want to talk and sort things out. You guys still can come together and fight fair. That's what I call it when I'm doing couples therapy. You're fighting fair. You're sitting down together, sorting out what the kinks are and coming up with a plan together and then moving forward with that plan.
Hmm. And even because a lot what you're saying, that is like when they have entered into the inner court. Uh,
That's the inner court. Mm-hmm.
on that outer court, the one thing about it, and you're about on the edge of entering in the inner court, even when you're
Yes.
dating with someone and you're meeting with somebody, like
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, they have to have that moral standard and so forth. But watch this, Pamela. Then
Yes.
also, ladies and men, do you feel a sense of peace and security when you're with that person? That's especially for a
That's
man.
important.
Oh yeah, when you go out on your first date, do you feel secure around him? Does he carry
Mhm.
himself in a certain way that I'm going to protect you, even though we may
Yes.
not be in a relationship, we're just dating.
Mhm.
I still have that responsibility to protect you. You know,
That's correct.
if something if something happened, he go run and leave you behind. You know, it'll it'll
Like in Jason Friday the 13th movie, huh?
okay, and so so does he have that
Yeah.
men's have that sense of leadership and protection and once in a while I can
Yes.
protect myself, but it's nothing you probably can, but it's nothing better than having a man that you're dating and you feel that security that you can just relax and you don't have to defend yourself all the time.
Yeah.
And that is so important. Well, I can treat myself. Well, it's nothing nicer than to get some flowers. That means you need to kind of put your guards down and enjoy the platter that he's serving you. Listen to me, ladies.
Yes.
You when you're dating, make sure the man is serving you the right platter. And if he serves you
Yes.
the platter and you see things that you don't like on the platter, then that's not the one for you. Okay. But when
Mhm.
he's serving you a nice platter and is sincere
Mhm.
and you're learning his track record, then that's a good
Mhm.
process. The platter, we're gonna call
Mhm.
that the platter.
Mhm.
So that is very
Yeah.
important. And so like you said, Pamela, there's a difference in the roles. Even in dating, there's a different role because of a man and a woman and so forth.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a
Mhm. So
difference.
here's the next question.
Mhm.
What are you working on to improve yourself? Now, we haven't got to the questions
Mhm.
about men, but this could be a question for a man asking a woman and vice versa. But Pamela, hit on that.
Yeah.
What are you working on to improve yourself? Why is that so important to ask that question, you think?
Oh, it's very important because you want to have your own life.
Hmm.
You don't want to enter into a relationship broken, being needy and clingy to where if you are a man and you enter into a relationship and your girlfriend or if it's your wife and they have their own life and they're doing some things and then you start, complaining about what they're doing because you're not moving, in a direction to improve yourself, then it's going to be conflict. Same as with a woman. You don't want to be needy to where he can't breathe or he can't turn a corner and say, hey, I need to go do this, or I'm in a meeting and he doesn't respond back to your text or your call right away. Then you're thinking that is something going on. But if you guys are both working on improving yourself, whether that may be you going into the gym, that may be that you're taking better care of your skin, you taking better care of your body, making sure you're healthy and you're eating right, if that looks like you drinking more water or if you're taking walks, just you improving yourself. If that looks like that also can look like you educating yourself more, going back to school, or maybe you want to get a promotion on your job, learning the things that you need to do to get that promotion. You are constantly improving yourself. Now, you're not being a perfectionist. You're not overdoing it. You're not in the mirror for 5 and 6 hours, men, looking better than your woman, or the woman try to be in the mirror all day long. We're not talking about that, but you are wanting to make sure that you are doing things to enhance yourself, because when you enter into that relationship with that woman, or if that woman is entering with that man,
Mhm.
you want to be able to add some value. That person is already, you should already have value, and they should be coming in to enhance you,
I
not to tear you down.
too far. I want to back up a little bit. When I said, "What are you working on to improve yourself?"
Sure.
That's the difference between content and complacement, because you could be content where you are,
Mm,
but yet and still that
yes.
you are working on yourself. You working on yourself to make yourself even better. Complacent means that you
Mhm,
feel that there should be any change whatsoever. So what I
mhm,
both men and women, when you're out dating and you ask them the question, what are you working on to improve yourself? If they tell you they have nothing to work on, then you better check that out, because
mhm.
all of us during the life of what we call this journey we call life are constantly
Yes.
changes for improvement. When you go through
Constantly shifting.
yeah, when you go through challenges in life, that cause
Mhm,
change. And if you don't change in the midst of that challenge, then you have to repeat that challenge over again until you get it and gain the wisdom and maturity so you can mature and go to another level and face another challenge, because life is based upon the challenges and nobody's exempt. So if someone tell you I have no improvement to make on myself, I like who I am, there's something wrong right there. They're
mm,
go home with them and find out there's something wrong,
mhm,
because that means they're perfect and they're exempt from change, and that is not
mm.
good right
Or
there,
not teachable.
and not teachable.
Yeah.
Everybody somebody that's not teachable. If they know everything,
Everything.
they know everything, then they're not teachable. And when you try to, and a man or female, and you get in deeper into that relationship, you try to give advice. Oh, I already knew that. I can do
Mhm,
that. Well, then it just won't work, because it's all about sharing information and growing. You're working as a team now. Once you go further into the
mhm.
dating process, you can see if you can work as a team. And you
As a
right. And then if you might not be in agree with their suggestions, at least listen to it and let me think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, don't get upset because they
Right.
don't agree with you, and then you're because some people can. If you don't agree with them, it's their way or the highway.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
yeah.
And then, Pamela, when you said, about the clingy and independent, I'll come back to the other question. And this is for the men. You need to find out. She was, ask the women. It really is an observation, but yet still it's a question in your mind.
Mhm,
Clingy or is she independent? Because when
mhm,
you have a clingy woman and she does not know how to have her own personal space, you got
mhm,
some issues right there. And that is so important. I think, and then I was telling Pamela, you said, Pamela, I remind you about this. Let's put it this way. I'm more of an independent person. I'm not clingy. And that was
mhm,
very good for me for Sean, because what happened in our marriage before, when we got married, he left and went to Atlanta, Georgia, to start the business. What if I
mhm,
was a clingy woman, and I was a clingy woman, and I told him, no, you need to stay here? What if? And the
mhm,
next question: are you a visionary? Men, you need to ask the woman, are you a visionary? Because if the woman, I'm coming right back to what I have to say. If a woman is not a visionary and she doesn't
mhm.
employ the canvas of her imagination for her own self, then she
Yes.
will not be able to employ the canvas of the imagination for you. And so, being that is she's clinging, she's not thinking about your dream or visions. Lady, listen to me
Mm-mm.
very carefully. If
She won't support him.
right, so ladies, listen to me carefully. If you cannot support your husband's dreams or vision, then you do not completely have him. Even dating,
You won't have him.
you won't have him, because
Yeah, you won't have him.
once you allow him to fulfill his dreams, then you have him. But if you don't,
Yes.
then you can
Or you try to get in the way of it.
oh yes, then you can
Mm,
forgive, because they'll never forget that.
mm-mm.
That is so important. So men's,
Very.
before you even allow a woman into the front door, you need to ask her, are you a visionary?
Mm.
How do you employ the canvas of your imagination? What's your goals and dreams and desires? How you see yourself 5
Mhm.
years from now, 10 years from now? Are you
Yes.
clingy? Are you
Don't say, well, I don't know about the clingy part because they're gonna say, no, I'm not clingy. No.
Well, let that, hey, hold that for later on in what just
Okay, yeah.
observation, but a question in your mind. Because if a woman is clingy,
You'll see it.
uh-huh,
It'll,
uh-huh.
yeah.
And Pamela, watch this. Women, I know, I know, huh? Women,
Cheryl don't play. Are you clingy?
oh, I don't play. I don't play because whoever you marry, that becomes your reality. That becomes your reality. It
Yes.
does. And watch their social media clingy.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah, oh yeah. Always have and when you always have to show your picture that you're with the person,
Mhm.
that's clingy. That's clingy. That's clingy.
Oh, yeah. Can't slow down, Cheryl, and talk a little bit more about that part.
Okay, when you always have to show your picture or to
Mhm.
make your claim that this someone belongs to me, then that's
Mm.
clingy. That's not independent. Because the
Wow.
bottom line is you should be settled inside of you that this person loves me or he's interested in me and I don't have to prove to everybody else.
Yes. That's
That is
good, Cheryl.
very important.
Mm,
You know, everybody don't need to know about the
mm.
what it's just it's there.
That's good.
When you walk into a building, either you have je ne sais quoi or you don't. When you
No,
walk
you
in
don't.
or you don't. It's just a present. When you walk in the room, je ne sais
Mhm.
quoi. Or
Yes.
or you do, I like how that wrote, huh? Je ne sais quoi. It's just how
Elegance and grace.
yeah. It's right. And so it is so important
It
because we
is.
use social media a lot. Well, this is my you don't do that. That is
We use it a lot.
we use
Yeah.
a lot.
Mhm.
We make statements. Oh, quite right. We make statements. So,
Yes. That we really should just talk one on one to the person and not everyone. Yeah. That's
so,
so true.
so that is important. Is she a visionary? Uh,
Yes.
me,
Mhm.
thought about go to a social gathering, or even dating.
Mhm.
You come in as one as a couple. I like this, and people
Mhm.
know that you're with each other. But you should be independent. If some women want to talk to you guys, you go talk, so forth, and then
Mhm.
you come back together,
Yeah,
like
checking on each other.
checking on.
Hey, you all right? Blah, blah, blah. Then
Mhm,
you ease on and you could go with your friends and she can go and talk to her friends and then or y'all can go together and sit somewhere.
mhm.
Yeah.
So clingy will make ladies and Pamela probably clingy will make a man very mentally tired
Mm, yeah,
because
you're right.
men like their space for the majority. There are men
Mhm,
on the majority, but there are
mhm.
that are clingy too.
A few, just a tiny few.
The
Yeah. Hmm.
space.
Yes.
I talked to my aunt in Texas, and she said
Mhm,
her husband, which is my uncle, had passed away. She went
mhm.
gave him
Yes.
when he came back, she allowed him to talk about, oh, I did this, I did that.
Hmm.
She allowed him to have his personal life.
Hmm.
Been more excited when he came home to her.
Yeah. And be peaceful when they come. Don't be looking at them a certain way or, snapping because maybe they came home 20, 30 minutes later. You just never know. But yeah, allow them to have that time away. It's good for each one of you to have a hobby if you can, to have that time away. You'll miss each other and then you'll look forward to seeing each other when you come home.
Yeah, and I like space too. All
Yeah,
right.
I was just thinking that I was gonna say some women like their
Of
space as
course,
well.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you handle the actual handle disagreements?
That
And you don't do that on the first date, but after a while, you're gonna have to be asking these questions. And the reason why we have to do that the surface
Mhm.
more and more deep, so you can really get that how to articulate your massage in that heart, so you can get whatever you get out of that. Determine if this is the person. So tell me, talk
Yes.
about that. How men should ask a woman, how do you handle disagreement? That is
Yeah. It's very important, and I can't stress this enough. I always say go to the family functions and see just go to the family functions and see how everyone socialize with one another. See how if a disagreement come up, how do they handle the disagreement? Remember, this man was raised in that environment. This woman was raised in that environment. So some of the stuff they may pick up and they may say, oh, you know what, my family used to argue all the time. I'm not doing that in my household, because once you get in your own place, you can dictate how that's going to go. But I would say go to the family functions and see how that is. Or even when you're around their friends, something is going to come up and somebody gonna bring up an old story, and then you're gonna know. Or if you're out in the community and you with that person and they get upset about something, you'll see. And then you can start asking those questions, because it's very huge. However they handle it with someone else, just imagine you're gonna be close to them. They're gonna handle it the same, if not worse. So that's very important to pay attention to that.
They for you to ask me a question. Well, how real in be you get in uh,
Yes.
difficult for you to forgive? These
Mhm.
questions that these are
That's good.
these are questions that men I about because
Yeah.
you're dating a person. You better not crack open that door if that person eats with a fin. What do you mean by that?
Mhm.
Or they walk in unforgiveness and they don't want to talk more. Then some, then you better hold. Now we all are growing up. You're in the relationship now, whatever you can grow and develop.
Mhm.
But this person continue, and then if they're in a relationship, just date, they both something keep reminding you over and
Over and over.
then that means close the door, keep out. That's the way to
Mhm.
right. So that is very important. Ladies, our mouth can tear man. I say our mouth tear a man down
Tear them into
or
pieces.
build him up. If somebody type in there, a lot of people type, but we can tear them down or
Yeah.
and
No, no, that's so disrespectful. And it's so, and here's the thing, ladies, I tell ladies all the time, you will get more with being sweet, sweet and kind, loving and gentle. You know, sugar tastes better than salt, although some people like salt, but you get what I'm saying. No man wants to come home to someone that's running their mouth all the time, hooping and hollering, you know. If they can't handle a situation, they'll blow up your spot. Meaning, wherever you at, if they mad, they'll come break your windows, put your tires on flat, show out in front of your friends, embarrass you, show up to your job, you know, and they won't care. You know, that emotional intelligence is very important.
very important for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I told it
Mm-hmm.
that that red
That's a
flag.
red flag.
Or if you at the restaurant, people wait your want my flag, still cheesecake and buy your cheesecake till I eat it at home. You know, say bye. And I hope we had a good time. You know,
Yeah.
because the way she treat people,
Mm.
because those the inner
It's important.
develop.
Yes,
Everybody
it's
see
important.
Pamela. I'm gonna say it again, and for those doing all now and those after
Mhm,
is that
mhm.
dating is a process.
Oh,
And
yes.
violate that process, or you can have third day, first day, or whatever,
90 days.
90 days, but that's
Mhm,
violating the process. And when you
mhm.
violate the
Breaking those windows.
breaking those windows
You
or
need to get to know them first.
somebody stop whatever the case,
Yes.
so you have to as therapist because people come to us for and what
Mhm.
happened is that they said, well, I now whatever the case,
Yes.
crack the door and or allow somebody into your life. I
Mhm.
part their out experience may look, but
Oh, yeah.
the inside is not at the level that it should be.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
very important.
That's that honeymoon stage, Cheryl, that first 6 months. when everything is just like it reminded me a long time ago when Brady Bunch, the show Brady Bunch, and one of them kissed their first boyfriend or girlfriend, and it was like these fireworks popping in the sky. That's what that honeymoon stage is. You getting to know that person. You guys have that twinkle in your eye and that spark and the butterflies, and oh, I can't wait to spend this time with him and her. And then when you get past that 6 months, that's when you start to see, even before the 6 months, you start to see the flaws coming out. You start to notice those things about them, like, I don't know. Can I deal with this? Can I not deal with this? Can I move forward, with this person? Can we continue this relationship? So like you said, dating is it's a process. It's a process in a relationship. When you start courting, it's a process.
All that out-
It is evaluating. Yeah.
evaluate opportunity,
Yeah.
um, uh, um,
Yeah.
can handle
Mm-hmm.
how you see your
No. Mm-mm.
So that's the bottom line on that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, 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 in public
Mm-hmm.
question
behind the is let me do. You said that on TikTok or whatever, talk TikTok TikTok, and it goes totally against what we're have to pinpoint.
So here's what I would say, distinguished gentlemen. There is this young lady that's, she's married and she's, doing her lives, on TikTok, and she's very disrespectful towards her husband. To where basically, she is basically saying that she's not really interested in anything that he says or does, but she wants to be interested in it so that in the end he can just go ahead and bring her his paycheck or the money or whatever it is, that however she want to say it. And when heard her say that, I thought to myself that somewhere along the line somebody has broken her heart so badly to where she's formed in her mind moving forward, I'm just going to get with someone, even though I'm not attracted to him, because she's basically said she's not attracted to her husband. She only married him for money. And so now these other young ladies are joining in, and they're starting to take on some of her advice, you know, and they're moving forward and doing the same thing, just gonna meet someone, even if they're not attracted to them, but if they can be able to provide them a lifestyle, then that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna settle with them, because this is gonna be the kind of man that they know that maybe this young lady or this woman may be out of their league. This is what the young lady is thinking, and then so they would marry them and take care of them but not really be attracted to them. So this is what I would say to all of our distinguished gentlemen. When you find that special someone that's really special to you, and maybe she may not have everything that you so desire, but some of these things that you guys are seeing with women are workable. You guys can work these things out. You can work those things out together. It's better for you to get with your best friend, someone that's going to cheer you on, going to love you and support you, than for you to say, you know what, she don't check the box over here, or oh, she does this. Those things are workable. Then in the long run, as you keep searching, you end up with this young lady or these ladies that's coming up now that's taking on the same, mindset, because they've probably been hurt before also. And now you get somebody and they really not interested in you, but they just in you because you can provide them with that lifestyle. And it's so sad to me, sure, when I heard it. I'm like, I know it's gonna happen, because there's been a lot of people hurting behind relationships. And it's not only just men breaking women's heart, it's women breaking men's heart also. But this is what we're seeing now. People are no longer dating to collect the data, evaluating. They're not courting. They just jump into, okay, what do he have or what does she have? Okay, this works, so then I'm gonna get with that person.
for
They have. Mm-hmm.
you go
order, then
Mhm.
go on. And so they don't so I
Yes.
that that I'm just gonna take this person,
You're just
I'm
gonna settle.
gonna settle. It's a process. Are you the
Mhm.
question I typed it, are you
Mm. That's
I'm so tired, but are you ready to
are you
date?
really ready?
Really ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you
Mhm.
image do you have inside? Because the bottom line, it has compatibility there. Have
Mhm.
somebody to laugh. See, these are
Yeah,
important. Laugh.
very.
Somebody who's independent of their own space, and they like it. The process of dating is this, and when you go further, you should to be to the point is that I love this so much. They become further that oh,
Mhm.
I like this person and their person
Yes.
that I just to when I marry him just with him, but
No,
I
to
want to marry
tolerate
I want to marry this person. I can't live without him.
without them.
Can't person. I can't live without
Mhm.
support. I can't without
Yes.
fresh breath, the air that they bring.
Mhm.
These are the
Mhm.
things that when you follow water,
Oh, wow.
it's the most beautiful thing. When you follow
Mhm.
the ocean, it's
Mhm.
like each other. Uh, we're
Yes.
not going to have sex. We're not going to violate anything because we're going to keep the order. Then the order, at the order, we follow order. Then it'll other
Mhm.
right. Not saying
Yes.
we have any faults like that, but we know how to work together because we become a team. We can talk about me. And he said, "Well,
Yeah.
this. Well, look, let me work on that. Let me go back and work on that because
Yeah.
I'm not only
Yeah, you'll be adjusting. You'll be adjusting to one another. What is it called? Not compromise, not compromising. It is complimenting. I'll
yeah,
come with it. I can't think of it right now, but you will be adjusting to
yeah.
one another.
You
Yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
someone that's in the core family
Mm-hmm.
to
Yes. Exactly.
uh,
Yeah.
uh, uh, you go.
Mm-hmm.
This is observation. Is
Mm-hmm.
is that person looking at every other man except you, or vice versa? The man,
Yes.
if their
Mm-hmm.
eyes are roaming,
Mm-hmm.
that's no.
Not the one.
Because if they
Mm-mm.
roam, they will roam in the.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is not about me that is not good enough for you just to have your eyes settled. Not
That's so
there's always somebody better than me. Always it.
mhm.
somebody somebody put the eyes up there.
Yeah, I would put 2 more of those eyes onto it, but it's the truth.
I don't know
Yeah,
if people they're all
yeah.
up
Respect. Where's
word.
the respect at when you with that
Yes,
person? Where's the respect?
you have to say what to do, right.
While you're gone.
That
Mhm.
now
Mhm.
don't
Mm-mm.
this
Mm-mm.
men's don't always like the reason why you like surface questions. What do you
Mhm.
do? Uh, because they know how to do you correctly. They know how to bring you
Mhm.
flowers if you like flowers. But
Mhm.
surface questions are good, but the society,
You
you
need those deeper
deep
questions.
questions. And in other
Mhm.
words, man, you need to open your uh-huh. Uh, it's nothing. It is. It's nothing because it's nothing worse than getting a woman in, and hurt their feelings. Their own,
Mm-mm.
own man. They got in the relationship really didn't want went further
Mm.
and to marry that person because they didn't want to hurt their feelings. And
Mm-mm.
they stood and
Mm-mm.
they just
Mm-mm.
failed. because they bypass the person who they should have been with, but they
That's what it is. Because that they'll look at that one little thing and
mm,
say, she didn't cook. She only cooked 3 days a week. That's workable. You know, it's workable.
it, it's so absolutely important,
Mm-hmm.
proper sequence talked about. And First Corinthians, it says, "Let all this be done decently and in order." The word decently
Mm-hmm.
is Greek word, but it's I like that all that your behavior
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that is very very
Mm-hmm.
important for that. Another option is for men, and parents are still alive. You need to, you know, if they have how he
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
basically
What's the history of that?
not always, but how the man treats his mother. You,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now I know that the mother and son doesn't get along well, and they mind that he treats his wife, well. But the
Mm-hmm.
basic thing, just like you tell the one,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because these are that
Mm-hmm. That's true.
by your father on a norm. Now that does not apply. But don't go away and say, well, because some people,
Mm-hmm.
you have a father figure, or you just learned that yourself, or thank God for the grace of God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Or you had a good uncle, a great uncle
yeah,
that was there for you.
but the bottom line
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's okay to learn.
is, hmm.
It's okay.
Well, Pamela, we did. I think I should ask uh,
Mm-mm.
because you really recognize that, and how. Oh, that's good. What about the father? Is he involved? And see, that's a whole different dynamics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get in a relationship with the mother, you have children, and then the father has like attitude that can cause a conflict to take place. So you have to look at the whole dynamic that, before entering into a relationship. She's a good woman, but then ex-husband have that can cause division.
You're definitely right. And sometimes, this person from that's the parent, the mom or the father, sometimes they're not even thinking about the other person. It's just that once they see them in a relationship and they're happy, then all of a sudden here they come. So, if you end up with a good woman and you have a child with another woman and you guys have never, you guys have called it quits, but if she started to kind of like come back and try to like you, don't fall for that. That's a game. That's a total game to get you all sidetracked, and then when the dust settle, you're gonna be kicking yourself for leaving, walking away from your family, or walking away from this relationship that didn't work out. And while you were talking about that, Cheryl, I came across the one question that we didn't ask, and I think is very important. And we wrote down, what does commitment look like to you? That is something that you really want to ask that person, whether it's the woman you're dating or the man, that you're dating. What does commitment look like to you? Because you really want to know, does commitment look like to them that they can have relationships outside of the relationship, or does commitment I'm so sorry y'all, but this is
Wait. Get to counterproductive attitude. But let me because the open,
oh my
open,
god,
open marriage.
it's happening. All these sister wives is,
Yeah, but see,
yeah,
but
ridiculous.
what- I like you. I like somebody in college. I won't say they like to be my number one. I, I crazy, you know? Uh-uh, you know, and that's why I walked off. I said, "You," thought my mind, "This joke funny."
What you say, sure. This is not back in the days where they could have a wife and concubines and all that. Not gonna have it. I would like to say I'll stay over here
Oh,
and wait.
and talk talking for and let them have, you know,
hmm
they I'll give them
Mm.
that just hit
hmm
some people
Yes.
that that like because they will
hmm
disturb peace, they will disturb your peace,
hmm
okay? And
Yes.
you have to be really, you have to really, oh, here's a good one. Um, say, Pamela, if the man is, he's interested in her, you know, but
hmm
he pursues her and he does, but if she's constantly calling him and texting,
hmm
you know, I think I left a promo. Don't be calling him and texting him if he don't call and text.
That's the truth.
And if
Yeah,
if
that is so
you
true.
love calls and text, you coming,
Yeah.
that mean
Mhm.
that's somebody said what?
He was a joke. Oh, he
Uh-huh.
was a joker.
Was a joke.
Yeah.
He was a joke.
But you are so true, Cheryl. It's better for them to reach out to you because then you know that they want to talk to you. They want to hear from you. That's that pursuing. It's not our nature to pursue.
Mhm.
We don't we not hunters. Remember I said that some lives back. We don't, men to stay up all night and wait for that deer to come or that animal and, and shoot. Well, I don't want to use that word, but you know what I mean. They'll hunt all night and stay up. That is not us women. Let that person call you and pursue you if they want to. People will make time for the things that are important to them. If you are important to them, they will make time. They'll call you, they'll reach out. If they're not in touch with you, they're not calling you, then you're not important to them.
Very-
Oh yeah. hmm
no,
Oh yeah.
that
hmm
has
mm
all to do interest, but don't go overboard that you take away that he'll say, well, this person is too I
mm
that's not decisions that you
mm
make. And so
Yeah.
very, very,
Don't be anxious for nothing.
and then somebody, here's the question that I want to say. Women have children. Very,
That is very important.
and that's very important. But
hmm
what do you play it? You know, we just talk real. What is your, how would you employ wisdom? You know,
Yes.
see what they're talking about, see answer
Mhm.
it correctly, and they saying, I
Mhm. Mhm.
not the one, not the one.
Sure, maybe if it's not the one, maybe maybe their vocabulary is not that large, or maybe they don't know how to
Oh,
express
oh,
themselves.
well, that's true.
I want to tease it, but they may don't really have a lot of relationship skills. Do you realize that there are so many women and men out there that have been a boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife and really don't have relationship skills? That's why the relationship doesn't work.
Well, then tell me that's why they should come compatible. If you men, if you are intellectually stimulated, then then you marry the
Mhm.
person, you get bored with them, but you wasn't bored with the way they was shaped and how they was carrying. But then when you don't get that stimulation, have a good conversation, that can be a turn.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that is compatible. That is so important.
yeah.
And then watch this. Because sometimes you may a woman may know more than the other person, But what
That's
hap
so true.
and that is so true, but then they'll eventually learn from you and have that
They
conversation.
will. That's the thing I'm talking about, Cheryl, that is workable. Those things that you guys be like, no, I don't like him because he just don't.
It is workable because sometimes
It's
ladies,
work.
we were be with men that cannot direct get married. You look at sexual stimulating or work that, you know,
Yeah, it's workable.
and you style them up and fix them,
Mhm.
dress 'em up, look good.
Yeah, in a nice and loving way. You can say, babe, what about if you do this or what if it's the way you go about to
The
do it and
way.
say it. And sometimes, Cheryl, some people don't know how to be in a relationship. So then you seek out people that have healthy relationships that, like you said, Cheryl, that have wisdom, and you learn from them, and then you take those skills back and you apply it in your relationship. Yeah.
You know,
She
what you oh, talking about Sean. Sean, don't have to tell him now. Go on. I fixed him up though.
you fix it.
Around his intellectual that boy. Oh yeah.
Oh, that is
Uh,
so funny.
and then Pamela, let me for let me give you a word of encouragement. Uh,
Yes.
in the today's society, we hear there's good men out there. That's not,
Mhm. That's
and
not true.
hear there's a lot of women. There's not a lot of good women. There's a
Mhm.
lot of that's true.
That is not
It's
true.
just that it's a season. There's life as a season, and see, it might be a dry place, but within that place, you are going
Mhm.
to develop and
Yeah.
changing you and refining you so you could be the
Mhm.
best you. And if
The
you keep
best.
yourself as royalty, see one thing when you make your put yourself as royalty attracts,
Mhm.
okay? And
Mhm.
it it's not a shortage of men, uh,
Mhm.
a shortage of women that have what I desire. It's just
Mhm.
that right because
Mhm.
but when
Mhm.
it takes place, then
Mhm.
you know. So that is
Yes,
that.
that's so
So what
true.
I'm letting you know is don't settle come in.
Mhm. Says mismatching will make another person appear toxic. That is so true. Yeah, yeah. And you're so right, Cheryl. You have to be ready and you have to be in the right place. And you might say, well, what is the right place? God would align it. When you're doing things in order, God would align it
Mhm.
and you'll be in the right place, or you'll meet at the right time when you're ready. Well, not when you're ready, but when it's the time, right timing.
When you in oh,
Yes. Yes.
when
And go ahead, sure. It's okay. This is good. Go ahead.
you're
Hmm.
I-
Content.
content,
Mhm. Content.
I was just doing what I to do, and when I'm
Mhm.
that, then the person who was destined for me came along, and when
Yes.
I realized how to do it
Mhm.
at the right time, meeting the right
Yeah.
people, making the right decisions, getting the right.
Mhm. The right result. Be in the right order. In
Mhm.
that order, I know. Some people say, "Oh, it's so hard," but I have to go there. I've seen too many. I've seen a lot of results with people waiting. If you take sex off of long, you guys may decide to court and be together and get married, and boom, then you can have all that time to be with each other. But you're so right, sure. I have to say it. When you put that on the plate, or if you involve that, it's like you can't really think clearly because your emotions are so intertwined with the affection and the feeling and how that person make you feel. But you're not looking at the longevity of, can he really lead you? Can he take you into your destiny? Does she have what it takes to support your vision and move you forward in your vision, you know.
Intimate. Intimacy at premature
Prematurely.
here
Mm-hmm.
for you. And
Mm-hmm.
for-
Mm-hmm.
I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what he say. Well, I know, don't get me wrong. There are people that have intimacy with each other, and the man and what they're so to each other. And they,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Mm-hmm.
heard people, they said, then,
Yes.
but they, I wish I had waited.
Yes.
To wait, and it
Mm-hmm.
just makes it more of a beautiful thing. I wish I, and
Mm-hmm.
am I faithful? Do I love you? Yes. But I,
Mm-hmm.
for a woman, some women think, couldn't they just, why protect, why couldn't
Mm-hmm.
they protect me in that area,
Mm-hmm.
protect me in that area and say, "We're gonna wait because just go
Mm-hmm.
protect
Hmm.
and said that married her. He put
I
soul.
mean, he took, when I tell you, I love that story. When
Mhm,
I tell you he was just taking care of her from day one, he
mhm,
had food waiting on her. Come on over here, dip your bread into my oil. Don't nobody mess with her. Let her get this and let her get the extras. He was already showing Ruth that he can take care of her. He was providing for her. Now he had to go back and check and make sure, because you know they rule was a little different back then. You know, it was like order, like you say, order. She got to check with this person in the family. Are you gonna marry Ruth? No, I'm not gonna marry Ruth. Okay, then I'm gonna go on ahead and marry Ruth because I like her. You know, she was a cute girl. I'm assuming because he was saying you could have chose anyone. But I love the fact that when she met him, he was already showing her that he can lead. He was already showing her that he can
her.
protect her and take care of her, and wanted her to go leave the field and take something home. What he wasn't doing was he wasn't saying, "Oh, when you gonna come by so we can, have sex." That he was showing her in the view he was attracted to Jack. Her, her mother-in-law told her be a little fast, go by his bed and lay at his feet. And she was a little fast, but it worked out just a tiny bit. She did cut up, but just a tiny bit.
And ladies and what bottom line, just let to be the
Oh. Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't like
Just
that.
wait. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Laugh. I deserve
Mm-hmm.
feel so they feel secure with the that men
Yes.
I deserve to have a woman automatically. She's like she's a very and seem like and
Mm.
she encouraged me because that's important.
Yeah.
You
That's
date does
very
does
important.
she encourage you how okay that
Mm-hmm.
men listen to the talk to her and how she talk to
Mm-hmm.
herself is going to be how she talks to you. Now you
Mm-hmm.
won't find that out for the first couple of times unless you go dating and she use a lot of profanity and
Mm-hmm.
you then that's the one. But you'll find you saying, well, I'm can't then you take those words and use it too. That's why it's a process. It's a
Mm-hmm.
process. People say, I just have dated and I'll leave. Okay, you let
Mm-hmm.
it go on, but you left some stories behind.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean watch this. Life has a tendency to catch.
It will catch up with you. It will.
Mm-hmm.
And those scars that you leave, they will come back around and you'll circle the block.
Mm-hmm.
You'll circle that block a couple of times. It may not be with that same person or it may be the same person, but you would definitely that'll come back. Whatever you did back then, it'll circle that block on you. And you just don't want that. It's not fair to both of you guys. It's not fair. Yeah.
I think that it all.
What?
And uh, would do you feel would be uh, or you feel
Ooh, that
uncomfortable with?
shivery.
Uh-huh.
What is it called? Shivery? I think it's shivery.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Do you feel comfortable for you to sit down?
Hmm.
You to find that out. No, well, and if that and that takes away from you, if she doesn't want to change, and
Hmm.
that takes away from you being a gentleman, she may
Wow. Mm-mm. And she should like that because that's most women like that.
because it calls you to release and to
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
that's very important. Well, I hope
Mhm.
that
That
you
was good.
yeah, I hope you enjoy. We had probably some more questions, but next
Yeah.
we're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish,
Hmm.
and then Pamela and I we decided that we're gonna come on twice a month and
Hmm.
uh, uh, we'll let you know the day so we can
Yeah.
study. We got more projects. We got webinars that
Hmm.
we do, and that
Yes.
we need third week we do
We will.
because he is the CEO of this podcast.
Yes.
And so we'll let you know, but we're going to finish it. We've got about two more to talk about courting, and that's
Yes.
going to be very good. And we'll pray about it. We'll have somebody, a couple on there. We'll
Hmm.
see how that. But I
Hmm.
hope that you enjoy the information. Please share. It don't take much to share. Just share.
Yeah.
SHARE. Share. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Less than 30 seconds. I mean,
that's
60 seconds. That's what I wanted to say.
exactly
Hmm.
available for them.
Yeah, just really quickly, if you are in need of therapy and you have private insurance, you can call your member service number on the back of your insurance card, and they can give you some names if you want to just do search for it on your own. There is several platforms. I'll give you a couple. There's one Psychology Today, and there's another one Therapy for Black Girls. You can go on there and type in your zip code, and there'll be a directory of therapists that'll pop up, and you can read their bios and see what type of service they offer. And some of them offer free consultations, meaning that you can call and speak with them over the phone or in video. I'm not sure if they do in person, but they'll let you know, and then you'll see if that's a right fit for you.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
dating is a process.
It is. It is.
I don't know.
It's a yacht because
Big
you want all of the full benefits of it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
week.
Okay. Bye.